You know that moment when your genes fight you back, or when the scale hasn't budged in some weeks, and you're wondering, is this thing even worth it? Is this plan even working? I've been there. I've helped people who've been there. And here's the good news: dropping 50 pounds in 8 months is 100% doable without any crazy diets, without starving yourself, or without living in a gym. So I've helped people over the course of, I've been a trainer since 2011, 2010, 2011, and right now it's 2025. And I can tell you what it takes, what it doesn't take, and how I've helped people. So I'll just talk to you about that in this one. So why why 8 months is realistic, and it's not a crash, it's not forever. 8 months gives you a lot of wiggle room. It gives you a chance to actually get in a groove. It gives you a chance to have some foods that you do want to eat. It gives you a chance to not to have to live in the gym. Can you do it faster? Yeah. When I was competing in bodybuilding, I had lost 40 pounds in 4 months. But that was when when you get ready to compete, like your whole mind frame and how you're doing everything is drastically different. So it is possible less than 8 months. I don't necessarily recommend it unless you are a person who has, you have to have a lot of things, a lot of ducks in the row. I would say about that. Most people usually quit after 30 days. So most people, they quit after 30 days because they're not looking at the bigger picture, and they don't usually have a plan that fits their lifestyle. They're usually looking at a plan where they can just get off ChatGPT. Nothing wrong with ChatGPT, or they can get from somebody else who lost a lot of weight, but they don't know how to teach people how to lose weight. Most people quit in 30 days because like the motivation just dies. And it's nothing wrong with that. It happens. I want you to think about a marathon, not a microwave, right? In the great words of Nipsey Hussle. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not a microwave. It's a slow cooker. If you ever cook chicken in a microwave and chicken in a slow cooker, the slow cooker, it just tastes better, but it also takes longer. So 8 months gives you wiggle room, gives you a chance to try things. 8 months is actually, I believe, better because you can keep muscle. If you lose weight too quick, you're gonna probably end up in this place where you have a lot of fat. Like the scale changes, but you have a lot of fat that's left over. And with that being said, you probably feel you don't look good at all. And that's not something you want. That's something that will literally make you feel like I lost this weight, but I can't take my shirt off. I don't look good in the mirror. I don't feel good in the mirror. And that's not what you want. So 8 months is a realistic goal. As I said before, you can do it quicker. I would break it down now, and this is how I did it with my clients. I broke it down into like what you eat, you lifting, just movement in general. We call it a NEAT, and your lifestyle. So let's just break those up real quick. What you eat. So like when I did it and when I taught people is, instead of telling people just strictly you cannot eat this, you can only do that, because that's gonna backfire. I would literally say, let's start by just adding in more veggies and fruits, and let's start by swapping. If you know about making habits, it usually starts with a trigger, a routine, and a reward. That's how you make a habit. Instead of telling them to break habits, I would tell them, let's just replace one of those habits. So, a habit that I used to have back in the day was I always went to McDonald's after the gym. And he'd be like, Drew, that's counterproductive. Yeah, it is, but I just had a habit of doing that. So what I would do is, I instead of going to McDonald's and getting like the sausage McMuffin with egg and all that stuff, I would go and I would get a Diet Coke. A Diet Coke may not be the best, right? It's still not great, but it helped me not have all those other calories. And then slowly it helped me just turn into Diet Coke into green tea, which was better. So think swapping. What could I swap out for what I'm eating right now? If I know this stuff is like processed and it's filled with sugar and all these other things, what could I swap out? And if you can't find something to swap out with that, let's talk. There's tons of things you can swap out. Let's just say you're going to try to stop with soda. Maybe you swap it out with green tea or like water. Something that was big for me, I loved fries. I swapped fries out for salad. So if my family went to Chick fil A, I would get a sandwich. And instead of the fries, I would get a salad. Those small changes will start to help you realize, hey, I can probably start making some bigger changes. But you want to think about swapping and adding in fruits and veggies first. A tip I gave one of my mentors is for him to, every time he wanted to eat a handful of chips or a candy bar, that he must eat a piece of fruit first. And you'd be amazed how quick that turns into like, I don't even need the candy after that. You're usually just bored. So, nutrition, what you put in your body, is definitely a huge one. I would say if you could, think about the things that God has made to eat, like meat. Um, I would say some nuts and seeds, fruit, veggies, and things of that nature, right? You can get creative or you can get real strict with that. That's up to you. Strength, right? I believe honestly, if you have 30-minute dumbbell workouts with dumbbells or barbells, that's going to be better than your like hours of cardio. Now, for some reason, we think that if we just start running all the time and stuff like that, we're going to lose weight. You will, but you're not going to look better. Usually because you don't have the muscle. You need the muscle which comes from the dumbbells and barbells, which actually helps you burn more calories. If you can do that and then add on some like running or cardio of your choice, then you're good. This is where most people fall off. They don't do any dumbbell work. They just go strictly to like, I'm just gonna run it off. You need dumbbell work. If it's in your house, if it's in a gym, you need it. I would honestly say if you can get a gym membership so you can go have a place to debrief, do the strength training, do your cardio, and be good. I would even say if you're not gonna go to like a good local gym, go to like Planet Fitness. You can do your dumbbells, you can do your cardio, and then you can get like into like the hydro bed or a massage chair to just to get a massage after. That works, right? The third one is just movement in general, your knee. You probably, after you're getting the food and you're getting the dumbbells in order, I recommend taking a 10-minute walk 3 times a day. You can do that after your your food. I think that's a great way to do it. After you eat, take a 10-minute walk, even if it's walking in place. If you got stairs in your house, walk up and down the stairs, walk around the house for 10 minutes. You'll be amazed how that helps because it's actually helping your digestive system. And none of that's hard. You can walk in place for 10 minutes or you can walk outside. Up to you. I'm not trying to make you do that, but these are things that I've helped my clients do. And what they ended up doing is they would get their partner, take a walk with their partner, or get a kid, take a walk with the kid. And next thing you know, they're walking the neighborhood every day. They're saying hi to neighbors. They're getting sunlight, vitamin D. It's a ton of stuff happening with that. To tie all of that up, next would be your lifestyle. Now, I haven't conquered this, but I've gotten better. Getting more sleep, right? Instead of Netflixing all night, getting more sleep, finding a way to get more sleep, even if you're plugging in an app. I'm not going to stay long in that one because people get really crazy when it comes to the lifestyle. My favorite one that I didn't mention is including God on the journey. I like to tell my clients if you include God on all your journeys, you're going to realize that tons of those journeys are not needed or they just begin to be better. And what do I mean by that? If I'm trying to lose weight and I'm including God on the journey, something that I want to ask him is, God, what's holding me back? God, what's happening spiritually that I need to release or let go so I can make this journey worthwhile. And you'd be amazed at what he may tell you. He may tell you to forgive somebody or stop something in this area or start something in this area. You'd be amazed how all of that stuff plays together. I don't believe that humans are like one dimensional. And when I first started coaching, I believed strongly that, if I just help you with your workouts, you're good. I don't need to do anything else. I don't need to work on you with your habits, but it's all connected. It's like all connected. It all goes together. So nutrition, like dumbbell strength training, just moving around more. Something that I do with my daughter a lot now is skateboarding and skating. It helps both of us. She loves it. I get more movement. I get to watch her conquer stuff. Like find ways to just make those things a habit, and you can just habit stack those things. Shout outs to James Clear for habit stacking. Now, I can just tell you the how and all of that stuff, but The person who loses 50 pounds doesn't just eat less, they think differently. They start asking, how would the version of who's already 50 pounds lighter eat, move and live today? So this is now you're going into identity over willpower. I believe if you can plug into your identity, you will actually you will conquer this journey. How does the future version of me actually eat? How does the future version of me actually move, live, and approach even God with this? Once this comes into play, it's game over, right? This person, once they answer things like this, they're gonna literally probably shatter the journey because now they are included together as a person versus having this segmented journey where you're just trying to hustle and muscle and willpower your way through. That doesn't last for long. It seems fun, it seems heroic, but it lasts shorter than you think because you can't out. I was about to say you can't out willpower. Your willpower is not stronger than your habits. Like your habits are wired in your brain. Your habits are what you really are. So I want to think about what is the person that I want to be. What is that person 8 months from now? What were they eating? How were they moving? How were they actually doing life? How are they approaching God? And you reverse engineer that, and it's it's game over. So let's wrap it up so that you can go ahead and do some stuff. If you didn't listen to anything else, listen to this part. Here's a simple to-do list that you can take. It's doable. It's a checklist, and you can get the results from this. If you want to be coached, where I do coaching, just contact me wherever your hand is at drewcost.com, and we can help you out. Eat protein at every meal, right? It can be chicken, turkey, whatever you want your protein to be. Eat it at every meal. I would also say too, eat some fruit and veggies at every meal if you can. Or if you're in a bind, eat some fruit and some fruit and some meat, some protein, depending on if you're vegan or not. Walk every day. Don't make it don't make walking optional. Walk every day. If you want to add a little bit of spice, a little sugar to your walk, get a book bag, throw some books in there, turn it into a ruck. Walk with the book bag. I would say lift like 3 times a week if you can. If you can do four, cool, but three would be beneficial to you. Like lift some real weight. Don't just go in there and like just lollygag. Like lift some real weight and sleep and hydrate. And if you follow those repeatedly, you're gonna get the result, right? You're going to get the results. 8 months from now, you can either look back wishing you started today, or you can look in the mirror 50 pounds lighter. Which one sounds the best to you? Now, I wanted to invite you into my community where we do challenges, we encourage each other, we hold each other accountable, where you can actually have people on the journey with you. For that, just hit me up, drewcost.com, or if you're watching this, or well, you're not watching this, this is an audio, but if you're listening from Instagram, however, um, just DM me there and we can get you plugged in. Our goal is to help people not just lose weight, but to change their identity and weight loss be a pivotal part of that journey. Be great, guys. I'm out of here.